The show you're about to hear is a recording from Dr. Miller's webinar series titled Life Meditations. He began this series in response to the pandemic, and his goal has been to provide wisdom, practical tools, and comfort to people during these stressful times. Watch the entire series at drmiller.com/lifemeditations. That's drmiller.com/lifemeditations.
I'm Emmett Miller. I am a physician. I work half-time at this point as I'm sneaking up on retirement, but I still have my practice in mind-body medicine, but I'm devoting more and more of my time to my newsletter, e-newsletter, which is Healing Times, and also to my website, which is drmiller.com/COVID. Where I'm offering a lot of information and experiences for helping us all deal with this new virus situation, the pandemic, and especially the isolation that we're all going through. And today, I'd like to share that morning meditation for starting this new week, and our goals will be to stay calm. It's very important. Only when we're calm can we come up with wise solutions to the challenges that we see in front of us. We need to be able to be responsible to ourselves and to others. And especially, we need to be centered, wise, and resilient. So, as it turns out that this week, like so many other times in the past, may turn out to present important new challenges. At least that's what our Surgeon General tells us about this week. This may be one of the more challenging weeks that we've had to deal with. Challenging physically with our separation, mentally and emotionally. But the man or woman or child who can face these challenges with courage and inspiration will be rewarded with unimaginable success. This is possible for us. They say into each life some rain must fall, and I guess we're facing a hurricane right about that around now, but that's okay. There are setbacks in life, but so what? I mean, Walt Disney had to declare bankruptcy 3 times before he finally got successful. None of the Hollywood studios thought that anybody would be interested in a cartoon mouse who spoke in a falsetto. Mickey Mouse, how about that? But he kept at it, and he was obviously successful. And then there was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't make the basketball team in high school. How about that? Arguably the best all-around player there's ever been. But he didn't make it, but he didn't give up. He kept trying. Or Thomas Edison trying to invent the light bulb. He tried several thousand different elements to make the filament out of them, and none of them worked. And they said to him, well, doesn't that depress you? He says, no. He says, it makes me feel really good because I know thousands of ways not to do it now. So there's a famous quote that I heard one time, and it was that one ship drives east and another west, while the self-same breezes blow. 'Tis the set of the sail and not the gale that bids them where to go. That's true for all of us. So let's set our sails for success, for wisdom, resiliency, health, wellness, and love. So right now, let's find a place where you can sit or lie comfortably so we can take our awareness inside. Someplace you can hear my voice. Turn off any distractions, phone, close the door. You need a little peace to begin with. And before we begin, let me remind you that the future is not some place we're going. It's a place that we're creating. And we create it with each intention, with every thought, with every word and with every action. May we create wisely and with a loving awareness of oneness and our shared future. The choices you make and that I make are important. So let's make sure your choices are guided by wisdom and resilience. So to begin with, I'd like to read a quote by Kitty O'Meara. Speaking about the current times, she wrote, "And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still. And they listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows. And the people began to think differently, and the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed, and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses, and made new choices, and dreamed new images, and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed. We can heal ourselves and our planet. And as many of us realize, and others are awakening to, there's always music in the garden, but our hearts must be quiet to hear it. Right now, become aware of the fact that you are in the only place that you can possibly be at this moment in time. That you are the only person that you can be at this moment in time. And that's okay. And be aware that the best way to come completely into this moment is to accept yourself completely and fully, just as you are at this moment. And to accept the world just as it is at this moment, because it cannot be any other way than it is right now. Accept the gift of this time that you have to go within, to reflect on the value that is inherent in this moment, and to discover that what seemed to be an obstacle before can turn out to be an exciting challenge, and soon an opportunity. Choose a point in the distance to focus upon. Someplace it's easy to look, and keep your eyes focused there. That's a way of using the higher levels of your mind to inform the deeper levels of your mind, your monkey mind, your limbic system, that you are going to take charge of your mind and body at this moment. And as you focus at that little point in the distance, you notice that this is the only point that comes in clearly. Everything else in the room sort of fades off into a blur, because this is the way you are directing your awareness. And as you look at that point, become aware that there's no other point that you need to look at. There's no other place that you need to go. There's nothing else that you need to do at this moment. And there's no problem that you have to solve. And therefore, you can give yourself permission to relax. And by relaxing, I simply mean letting go. Take a deep breath in, and as you let it out, you may find your eyes give you signals they would prefer to close. Or maybe with your next breath out, you can let your eyelids fall closed. Gently roll your eyes upward behind your closed eyelids, gazing toward the back of your forehead, looking up into the prefrontal cortex of your mind, to your conscious mind, the executive level of your mind. Imagine you can see the word relax. Relax. And as you do, take another deep breath in and letting this breath out again, releasing all tension. Feel your shoulders sag into relaxation. Your arms grow heavy. Your chest and abdomen gently rise and fall with each breath in and out. Breathing relaxation deep into all your internal organs. Relaxation flowing through your pelvis, down through your thighs, your knees, your legs, your ankles, and your feet, all the way down to the tips of your toes, releasing and letting go. Feeling the relaxation that you have. And take another deep breath in. As you let it out, think to yourself the words, "It breathes me." And feel how the air breathes you. Just as it does when you're deeply asleep at night, the air enters, breathing in relaxation. And then there is a release with each breath out, emptying you. And let yourself sink into that little pause. After you breathe out and before the next breath comes in, and feel the little spark of energy that starts each new breath. That's the spark of life, the spark of love, the spark of joy, renewing you with each breath, sinking down into that pause, which is the quietest time of all for all your mind and body. And as your mind and body continue to relax, you may notice unnecessary thoughts that come along. Unnecessary thoughts are generated by your limbic system that doesn't realize that you're in a safe place right now. And that you can let go of unnecessary thoughts, judgments or questions, evaluations, comparisons. You don't need them right now. They're only distractions. Let them go. Imagining with each breath out, you're breathing unnecessary thoughts out of your mind, breathing them out through your nose, that your next breath in breathes in fresh, pure white light that swirls through your mind and carries deeper relaxation through your body. And let yourself be in this present moment. Because this is the only moment that exists. The past doesn't exist. Not even one moment of the past can ever come back again. Therefore, whenever an unnecessary thought comes along, you may release it with your next breath out and return to this moment, to the sound of my voice, to the rising and falling of your chest, to that pause. The future doesn't exist either, and never has. They're just make-believe thoughts of the past and the future. Let go of the make-believe and come into reality, right here and now. Present. Experiencing acceptance, silence, peace, the spaciousness of now, feeling gratitude for the gift of each new breath that comes to you, no matter how deeply you relax. The sun rises within that little spark of life. And you might imagine that that spark of life that comes with each new breath is a spark of love, or a spark of the spirit that moves through all things. And perhaps allow it to remind you of what it is that you love. Because in your past, you have so many memories of beautiful things, of beautiful sunrises, of spectacular fields covered with fresh white snow, lovely gardens that you've walked through, or the smell of a fresh gardenia, the sun rising in the mountains, illuminating the morning mist as it rises off a flower-strewn meadow. Perhaps being in this beautiful place, whatever place you would like to be in, a tropical beach, a chapel in the forest, floating on a magic carpet through space and time to a beautiful place. Good. And into this beautiful place, bring someone that you have loved, or someone that has loved you. It could be a pet, a friend, a beloved grandparent or parent, or child, or even your child at the moment of birth. That place that you associate with love, deep connection, wholeness, beauty, and health. Let go all other unnecessary thoughts and just focus on being with this loved person, or in this loved place, or listening to this loved piece of music or beautiful piece of art. And feel it, and notice where you feel it, at that place in your body. Breathe into it and let that feeling grow even stronger. And then make a little movement in your body to anchor this feeling, maybe touching your thumb and forefinger or another two fingers together and squeezing slightly for a moment. And this will be an anchor that can bring you back to this joyful, beautiful, loving place whenever you need to remember how fortunate you are, how wonderful it is to be born a human being and to have experienced love and to be able to recall and feel it now. Breathe into it and breathe that loving feeling throughout all the rest of your body. Imagine every cell of your body can feel it, bringing life and joy and inspiration. And while in touch with this feeling of completeness in this moment, allow yourself to also peacefully accept the fact that you are aware that there are discomforts in your life, that there are challenges at this time, but also aware that you are not alone. I too am confronting challenges and discomfort, and I feel your challenge, and you can be aware of mine. And imagine all those others, those hundreds and thousands, millions of others who are also facing very similar challenges. You are not alone. We are together. And some of them are facing challenges much, much greater than yours, much, much greater than mine. And I can feel compassion for them and for you. And you can feel it if you allow yourself to do. For your heart is large. Your heart is large. It contains multitudes. And there's much space for love and compassion. And feel their compassion for you. And feel a moment of silence and appreciation for those who have passed, and for what we have learned from them. Silence and compassion and gratitude for those healthcare workers who are working around the clock, risking their lives to figure out how to solve this problem we are all engaged in. Imagine you can send them love and spirit and support. Breathe in their challenge. Release it with blessings, prayers, and the spirit that flows through all things. And feel their support in return. Imagine each breath out releases all burdens, yours, mine, and theirs, like a tree releasing its spent leaves in the fall, fluttering to the ground, releasing all mental and emotional stresses, releasing all physical tension, and experiencing that wish or prayer that all of us, you and me and them, may be relieved as well and find peace. Good. Focus again on your special place and that loved being that you have brought in. And if you find room, you can bring in more of those that you love. And feel your connection now to the deepest place within you, to that inner place, the place of wisdom and spirit, or your spirit guide, or your higher power, your spirit or soul, whatever you might call it. That place that has the wisdom to guide you, and that has guided you wisely in the past, to accept the reality of the moment with serenity. Feel that serenity. Accept it. That place that has allowed you the wisdom to confront the future with the courage to change when it is wise to change and adapt. You are a human being, and you have a human brain, the most incredible and adaptive thing that has ever been present on this planet. And now become aware of your gifts, of what has been given you in this life, your physical, mental, intellectual gifts, your emotional gifts, as well as your physical gifts. Become aware of your talents. Each of us has our own talents. Be aware of the skills that you possess. And be aware that your life has meaning and purpose, and your gifts and talents and skills are here to assist you in achieving your purpose, whether or not you are aware as yet of your purpose. Know that you have a purpose, and if you're aware of it, be aware of it now. Be aware of the things that are of most value in your life. Your love, your faith, the things you believe in, the things you are committed to. Aware that your life has meaning and purpose, and that you have the power to contribute to your future and support others in achieving their goals. And allow yourself to consult that wise place within right now. Listen. What are your goals now? For today, for tomorrow, for this next space of time that you look forward to, the week. What are your most important goals? What are your emotional goals? What is the peace, the serenity, the acceptance, the courage, the resilience, the fortitude? What are your goals? What are your behavioral goals? What do you want to do? What are your relationship goals? How do you want to be closer, and with whom? Physically closer and emotionally closer, yes. During this time of what we call physical distancing, we don't really need to be socially distancing. We have our telephone, we have our smartphone, we have the internet. What behaviors do you want to see from yourself in your relationships? How do you want to be more loving, more honest, more supportive? Who might you really want to reach out to? Imagine you have the courage to do this. Good. Imagine anything else that you can think of that you want to achieve this week. Mentally, perhaps you want to write something, or some art that you want to do, maybe some reading. Maybe there's a way that you want to do the work that's ahead of you this week. There's a spirit that you want to work with. Imagine yourself now going forth into this week with the spirit that you want to bring, with the courage, with the power, with the love. Touch those two fingers again together and feel the love that surges within you. And feel the gratitude that you feel to those hundreds and thousands of caregivers out there working for you, giving their all. The thousands of scientists working around the clock. Gratitude to yourself for protecting others by wearing your mask, by keeping your distance, by disinfecting and sanitizing. Feel gratitude to those leaders who truly have your well-being at heart. Those leaders who are listening to the wise teachers and scientists and passing on their guidance. Feel their inspiration and feel gratitude to them. And feel your willingness to contribute your gifts and talents and skills and power and energy for when your time comes. Brings to mind a poem that I learned in grade school. I never quite understood it as well as I understand it now. The strength of the team or nine or crew is not the strength of the star. 'Tis what the body together can do that carries the victory far. So you shall give your might to the rest to bring the whole team through. Then, at the time of your single test, they shall give their strength to you. Feel it and be willing to give and join together. You are not alone. Feel our strength. I visualize my allies and those who support me. Think these words or repeat them to you in your mind. If they fit for you, I visualize my allies and those who support me, surrounding me now with encouragement and love. They may be loved ones, alive or passed on. They have my best interest at heart. They are in my corner, and they offer me wisdom and love as I take my journey today and this week. I avoid breathing irritating agents, fumes, tobacco, smoke, or vapor. I cleanse and protect myself and others. I am deeply connected to my spirit and to my brothers and sisters. I am deeply connected to all living beings on this planet. And I know I will survive and thrive and grow in my spirit. Courage infuses my plans, decisions, and interactions. I am filled with gratitude and can accept the reality of each moment. I have the power to respond wisely. Therefore, I am resilient and joyful and a loving person. Good. And now, touch once again that place of love, the essence of your being, and bring it with you, even as you gently, gradually begin to bring yourself back to the light of day, slowly. If your eyelids are closed, slowly letting them open, letting the first little rays of light come in, slowly, simply discovering the colors and shapes even before your eyes focus. Enjoy the colors, the joy of vision. And sense into the awareness that your body is now supported. And feel this sense of being supported. Tuning into the sensations in your spine. And from your neck all the way down to the sacrum of your back. All the way down through your legs and your feet and your ankles. All the way down. Gradually feeling your body awakening as if you've had a long sleep. But again, bringing the relaxation and the presence with you. Bringing that sense of love and connection with you. Here and now, wide awake, and take a few moments and notice how comfortable you feel. Still present, still aware of your breath. Good. For those who tuned in lately and wondering what we've been doing, we've been experiencing some meditation. You can learn more about this and experience more other meditations, and I have a special website set up for those who have to leave early. You can also check it out. That's at drmiller.com/COVID. That's drmiller.com/COVID. There are numerous meditations there to help resist infection, maintain health, and I'll be publishing meditations for those who have infection of whatever level to help you garner your healing ability and to use it to heal yourself. There are other audios and videos that you'll find there for learning a great deal, not only about how to deal with this current pandemic, how to use this marvelous opportunity to grow within. A lot of us have often said, gee, I wish I did have more time to meditate or practice my music or my art. Guess what? COVID has brought you a gift. Use it wisely. And I'll be showing you how to do that. And also, how to use this time to discover and understand how this current failure on a global basis is just part of something much bigger. This is the tip of an iceberg. We've been waiting and we've been sort of sitting ducks for terrible things to happen. We didn't know, was it going to be nuclear war? Was it going to be catastrophic climate collapse? Is it going to be poisonous pollution or rampant home? We haven't known how the system was going to break down, but this is the first time. And now we have an opportunity to not only understand how to deal with this moment, but how to take a look at this whole system. There are many places that are doing this now. And on my website, I'll be showing you how you can go to these different places and look at people who are different from the ones that have been controlling our minds and our eyeballs up till now. People who are looking at healing, who are increasing our oneness, who are teaching us that we can be more together. You'll also have an opportunity to sign up for my newsletter, my free e-newsletter. It's called Healing Times. And that's how I'll be bringing you each week more information, more videos, and then really funny things. I have a corner just called For Your Funny Bone. And it's quite good. So if you go there to drmiller.com/COVID, you'll also find an opportunity to sign up for that newsletter. I hope you've enjoyed this experience. And once again, it's important for you to repeat this kind of experience often. In our world, we've been taught to feel helpless, because when you feel helpless, you feel anxious. We all carry, we call it stress and anxiety, but we carry that stress around with us. And it causes the unconscious mind to feel needy, which means it will reach out for whatever product we're offered at that moment. Not intentionally, not consciously, not wisely, but on an automatic basis. And that's why there are over 10,000 attention specialists working for website companies whose entire job is to figure out how to capture your eyeballs. They've got 5 seconds to capture you. And if they don't, then you've missed their commercial. And how do they do it? They do it by telling you that you're missing something and that you need something. So every day you're getting thousands of messages that telling you that you're helpless and that you can't do anything. Well, who you want to be listening to are people who are telling you that you're not helpless and that you have a lot of power. So I'll be one of those that's trying to do that in all the ways that I know how to do that I've been doing for 50 years now. And I'll be sending you to others who are doing it. I will find a way to pass this on to you, because it's important to repeat this kind of experience every day. To take 15 or 20 minutes at the minimum, hopefully twice or 3 times a day, just to go back to that special place inside. Remember who you really are. And so when you come back to this wild, crazy world out there, you can stay focused and make wise choices. Finally, let me just hope that you take what you're feeling now and repeat it every day in whatever puts you in touch with love. Could be music, could be art, could be meditation, could be exercising, could be running on your treadmill. Look into your heart, feel your love, come back and touch Mother. Come back and touch your heart. Come back into the present. By all means, be the person that you came here to be. Your life is not without purpose. Don't believe them. It's not about how much you collect. He who dies with the most toys wins is not a good strategy for living your life. Come and be yourself more and more. Find more and more ways to be that. And as the old wise teacher of mine said, be who you is. Because if you ain't who you is who you ain't. Find humor. Find humor in your life. I'll be doing that in some of our meditations as we go along. There's been some incredibly funny pandemic humor out there. Search for it. COVID humor and pandemic humor. Look at some of the music that's been put up. Look up Rotterdam Orchestra and the Ode to Joy, where the entire orchestra is playing in front of their smartphones. Listen to what they've put together. That's the other thing I'll be sending you regularly in my newsletter. Some of these incredible pieces of music and creative, humorous things that people have put together to remind you so that you can remember yourself. Strengthen all the members of you. Bring all the members of your body, mind, and spirit into this moment. So, be safe, be well, and be back soon. And remember, stay tuned.
This webinar series is funded by your donations. You can support their ongoing creation by visiting shop.drmiller.com/donate. That's shop.drmiller.com/donate. If you'd like to purchase the programs Dr. Miller suggested in this webinar, or if you'd like to browse his 60-plus guided imagery and meditation recordings, visit shop.drmiller.com. That's shop.drmiller.com. We would love your support in getting these webinars to more people. You can do so by sharing drmiller.com/life meditations with your friends, family, clients, and on social media. We thank you for your support sharing Dr. Miller's teachings.